So I saw the South Park Joining the Pandaverse special, and I gotta say, that was really good. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, in my mind, are the undisputed masters of satire. They are for satire what Sergio Leone was for westerns. They started doing this stuff almost 30 years ago and have been working on their craft ever since, and it absolutely shows. The Pandaverse being one of the best satires they've done in quite a few years. And at first I didn't really plan on making a video about this because literally everyone and their mother was making a video about this. That is until I started seeing what those videos were about. Half of them are about the roast of Kathleen Kennedy and Disney, while the other half is about how it's actually not a roast of Kathleen Kennedy and Disney, but more so a roast on the people who usually roast Kathleen Kennedy and Disney. This made me feel kind of compelled to talk about this because that is not even close to the most interesting satire that this episode touches on. In fact, if you actually watched it, you realize that only like half the episode is actually focused on that. The other half has something way more important and interesting to say, and it kind of throws me that nobody's paying attention to it. So in case you haven't watched the episode, the half that I'm talking about focuses on Randy and the fact that he doesn't know how to do anything. His wife asked him at the beginning of the episode to fix the oven door, which is a very simple thing to do where you just gotta swap out a screw, but he's so lazy and incompetent he can't do it. And the episode focuses on this wider concept that nobody really knows how to do anything anymore, and the jobs that we have put so much value on in the past 100 years, which are all knowledge-based jobs you have to go to college for, are starting to lose their value due to AI, and that the jobs that were normally frowned upon, mostly construction jobs and handyman jobs, are now becoming the most valuable jobs there are, since everyone's kind of forgotten how to do those things. This part of the episode is talking about a massive shift in culture and economics of our country, and not just our country, but pretty much all first world countries. In the episode, all the white-collar workers start slowly finding out that their expertise are essentially useless in this new world that's coming, and the blue-collar workers essentially replace them as a class, becoming the new upper class of the country. This is not only fascinating, but absolutely true. So just to give you a little bit of real-world information about me, in real life, I'm an electrician. I've been doing it for about 7 years now, and I can attest to the abhorrent amount of money people are willing to give you for doing the simplest of tasks, simply due to their own laziness. Just to give you some real-world examples that have happened to me personally, I've had people offer me anywhere from $500 to $1,200 just to change out a ceiling fan. If you never changed out a ceiling fan before, let me tell you, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to do. It is an incredibly simple task. I've personally been offered $350 to change out an outlet. A normal, untrained person can change out an outlet in 5 minutes. I can do it in 45 seconds. When my sister needed a lawyer, he charged her $250 an hour. I made more than a lawyer makes in an hour in 45 seconds. Neither of these are just 1 or 2 time things. This happens all the time. People have offered me thousands of dollars to do just the most simplest of tasks. I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me to come to their house to fix something, and then I get there and realize that they just didn't check to see if the breaker was on. Then I get to charge them whatever my fee is just to go out there and flick a switch, and they pay it gladly.
Sir, here is a check with my name on it. Write down any number on this piece of paper and I will pay it.
Because going to their breaker and checking to see if a switch is on is apparently too difficult of a task for them to do themselves. And it's not just the electrical field that I've been noticing this in. I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm a mechanic or anything, but I am capable of fixing quite a few things on my car. Like I can fix things like shocks, rotors, brakes, things like that. But the last couple of times that I need some serious work done to my car that I wasn't capable of and I took it to a shop, they straight up told me that they weren't going to take my car. Because they're so backed up with people who want them to do all these quick little jobs that take no time at all, and they can make way more money doing a bunch of those smaller jobs that they refuse to even take bigger jobs nowadays. This episode touches on this cultural shift in a way that I've never seen any other show or movie even attempt to do before. And it's kind of crazy to me that I haven't seen any other videos on YouTube really talk about this. And this kind of brings me to the other part of the satire that I wanted to talk about, which is that the show's satire kind of predicted what the episode's reaction was going to be. Throughout the entire story, Randy has to do a very simple job. It's just to fix his oven door. And he keeps finding things to distract himself from doing what he needs to do. Like 4 or 5 times in the episode, his wife will keep coming up to him and saying,
"Randy, did you fix the oven door yet?"
I'm working on it!
All the while, he's doing stuff that is completely unrelated to the problem that he needs to solve. He's allowing himself to get distracted from the real problems and instead focus and even blame his problems on Disney and Kathleen Kennedy. This is a perfect representation of the reaction of the episode. Everybody ignored the actually important satire the episode was trying to say about our culture and where it's going, and they focused on the significantly less important roast of Disney. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy is not making your life any better or worse. It's not affecting you one way or the other. The only thing that's doing to you is making shitty movies you don't have to watch. The stuff that's actually going to affect your life and the lives of your children, everybody seems to be ignoring. Just like Randy kept distracting himself from what it was he really needed to do, everybody's distracting themselves with what they really need to be focusing on with all the Disney and Kathleen Kennedy bullshit. The episode was even kind enough to grace us with a solution to this problem. Randy eventually solves a problem by going into other universes and taking handymen from them and bringing them into our universe, which obviously is impossible in our real world. But the solution that the episode is talking about here is clear. We need more people in labor positions and who are good with their hands. As AI starts to take over all these knowledge-based jobs, jobs, and it is going to happen at some point, humans' only recourse is to do something that AI can't, and that is to work with their hands. The episode is trying to give you a warning by telling you that these are the jobs that are going to be valuable in the next coming generation, and there has to be a shift in our mindset in this new era that's coming. You can always rely on South Park to have absolutely fantastic satire. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe to see more stuff like this, and y'all be safe out there, you hear?